yeah. And I got the big truck, yeah. Caught the Jazz 200 on the dash. I'm just speaking big facts. I ain't even signed a deal yet. I ain't even missed a meal yet. I'm eating good cause I'm still fake.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video with Lace by J5. Today we're just doing a quick recap of the SEMA show because that's where we were last week. SEMA is the Specialty Equipment Manufacturers Association. If you didn't know, big, huge car show, especially for those in the industry. Anybody who makes aftermarket parts or offers aftermarket services, such as vinyl wraps, they all go to this show to see what's new, and the manufacturers themselves are there showing off new products that they have, you know, everything new that's coming out or that they're working on. Some of this stuff is not even out yet. Huge show, so something we always are into going to. This is actually our second year attending SEMA. Even before I started rapping, SEMA was a big deal to me. It was actually on my bucket list. Like, I always wanted to go. And little did I know that one day I would be in the automotive industry and able to take advantage of that and actually go and attend the show, right? So like I said, second year going. We missed last year, but we did go in 2022, which was kind of a smaller show because that was the first year back from COVID. But this year, it's back in full effect, right? Huge show, tons of people, tons of cars, tons of products, just a lot to see. So Dasha and I did fly out. We left on Tuesday morning, so the show actually started on Tuesday. It's in Vegas, if you didn't know. It's in Vegas every year. So we flew out from Atlanta to Vegas Tuesday morning, dropped our bags off at the hotel, and then headed straight to the show, right, to see what was going on. So typically for me, I like to hit the hall where all the restyling is at, right? So they have the show kind of separated into categories a little bit. And so in the West Hall, typically is where you find the restyling, which encompasses, you know, things like vinyl wrap. So all your major wrap manufacturers and companies are there, showing off new products, new films, and things like that, doing demos. So we hit the West Hall first. Let's go check out all the wrap stuff because that's the main reason we're there, right? So when we first walked in, I think the first manufacturer that we noticed was 3M. So they were pretty close to the entrance. And of course, 3M has their new protection wrap film out, which is their colored PPF film. Brand new. We haven't even had the chance to try it yet. So we were interested in seeing it and kind of watching some of the demos that they had going on with it. We did get to test it out a little bit. Felt nice. You know, I was pretty impressed with the film overall. I'm curious. I was playing with a matte version of it, but it was nice, stretched nicely, no glue lines, you know, things like that. I'm curious if the gloss films are the same way. You know, the big thing about the 3M protection wrap film is it's very expensive. You know, these rolls are costing anywhere from $3,000 to $3,500 if I remember correctly. And that's really high, right? When it comes to a film, I'm not sure exactly what our strategy is going to be, you know, to sell a film at that price point, but we'll see. It's brand new. Of course, it comes with a longer warranty and all that good stuff. So, you know, the end user does get a lot out of it, you know, lasting much longer than a vinyl wrap, but we'll see. We'll see kind of where that lands. I'm curious to kind of see how it pans out at that price point. But along with their protection wrap film, 3M was also showing their new pattern software, which is designed for you to be able to cut PPF patterns. Pretty cool. It's online based, subscription based, like most of these softwares are. You're not limited to using 3M products to use the software, which is always good because we offer a few different, you know, manufacturers when it comes to the PPF. But the software looked pretty good, so I'm interested in trying it out. We may be signing up for that trial actually here soon, you know, just to give it a shot. We're always looking for what's the newest and best thing that's going to work for us, you know, and what we do at the shop. So aside from 3M, we hit the Avery Dennison booth next. Avery Dennison always has some good demos going on. They have some really great trainers over there. This year, Charlie Trujillo and John Duver, I think, were the main two installers I saw there. John Duver is the owner and coach for the Rap IQ podcast and online coaching group, which I am a part of. So always good to see John and get to catch up with him a little bit. So John was doing some demos, I think, on a BMW. I think they had a 4 Series out there. And then Charlie was over working on a G-Wagon, which is kind of crazy because a G-Wagon is definitely not the easiest car to wrap. And that's not what you would typically think of having at a show to do demos. But Charlie T knocked it out. They showcased one of their new colors on actually, I think they had new colors on both. So Avery this year dropped 3 new colors. And they all have these kind of fun and wild names. I think like Pool Party Pink and Pop Concert Purple and stuff like that. I can't remember what the green one is called, but pretty cool to see a big manufacturer just kind of having fun within the industry. And so they had the green displayed on the BMW, and then the G-Wagon was fully wrapped in the pink color. The G-Wagon also displayed some of Avery's rugged films, which is kind of like their bed liner texture kind of vinyl. I actually hadn't seen that film in person, like actually installed before. So that was pretty cool to check that out. And then they actually did some chrome overlays on it. So it's just pretty crazy stuff. You can tell the guys were just having some fun. We actually participated in one of Avery's competitions. They had a cutting competition where, I don't know if you've seen this online, but you basically take the blade and you're trying to cut the vinyl, and if you cut too deep, the board that you're cutting on will beep. It's kind of like the old game Operation. So pretty fun, pretty cool. I've actually been thinking about getting one here for the shop, just for, you know, the other installers to kind of play with and train with here in the shop. We did pretty good. We didn't get the top time, but that was my first time actually trying it out. So I think I did all right. Aside from that, I think we went to Flexishield next. So Flexishield was really hard to miss. I think they had 9 Cybertrucks lined up, all wrapped in different Flexishield cosmetic PPF films. Again, with the cosmetic PPF or the color change PPF, that's the new wave in the industry. Everybody had some form of that. And if it wasn't out already, it was coming soon, or they were demoing it, you know, saying it'll be out next year, because everybody is really focused on the TPU, you know, PPF films, because of the flexibility as far as how long they last. And that's what people usually are looking for, that longevity out of these wraps, right? So Flexishield has been in the game for a while. They were one of the ones who were kind of first to the market with the dry apply color change PPF. They're the first one I remember. We actually tried it out way back when. We wrapped a Cadillac Escalade in it in their gloss black. Film looked phenomenal. I mean, the thing looked painted. Super high gloss. It was one of those films that you truly would have to tell somebody like, no, this is not paint, this is wrap, right? Because it just looked that good. Very, very difficult install though. You know, the film was brand new. We didn't know a whole lot about it as far as what techniques to use at the time, you know, and as the product grew in the industry, you know, people started putting out some tips and tricks and stuff that helped. But the big thing with Flexishield this year is they actually were showcasing their new Flexishield 2.0 version, right? Which is kind of like fully redesigned, tons of color stills, but making that installation more flexible. So number one, the film stretches a lot better. You don't need heat to stretch it and apply it now. And also it's a hybrid installation, so you can choose either to do wet apply or dry apply. And most people are kind of choosing wet apply for the larger flat panels, dry apply for some of the more complex shapes like mirrors and door handles, things like that. Having that flexibility in the adhesive is really cool. We've actually done a few vehicles in Flexishield 2.0, primarily Cybertrucks. I think we did 2 Cybertrucks in their 2.0 version. We prefer the wet install right now, but again, film looked great. It's holding up nicely, so always good stuff from Flexishield. Good to see those guys out there, you know, showcasing their new product too. And so I think after Flexishield, we headed over to the Orafol KPMF section. We always like to go hang out with those guys too. Orafol KPMF have really excellent customer service. You know, anytime we're looking for colors and they're out of stock, you know, we're able to fire off an email and say, hey, what are we looking like for production on this? Or where is this film at? You know, how soon can we get it? And they're always very responsive and always giving us a lot of information that helps us out. And so we really appreciate that. So at Orafol, they were showcasing new colors. I believe 3 or 4 new colors on the KPMF side. I think they have there's a gloss blue that's kind of like China blue from Mercedes. There's I think they call it Zenith Gray, which is similar to a BMW color. It's almost like a Nardo Gray with a gold metallic. And there was one more, I think a gray shade. I can't remember the name of it. But 3 colors from KPMF. We love to see that because KPMF is one of our favorite films to work with here. And so anytime they're dropping new colors, we're definitely interested in that. On the Orafol side, I think 8 new colors. And they had like, it's kind of like 4 colors, but they have 2 versions of each. So a heavy metallic version, and then also more of like a light metallic pearlescent version. So that's pretty cool to see too. There was one turquoise in particular that caught my eye in both versions. I thought was a pretty cool color. So good things from Orafol and KPMF. The biggest thing that they were showcasing though is their color change PPF. I mean, here we go again. I'm going to be mentioning that a lot in this video because that's, like I said, that's where the industry is headed. Their PPF is a little different though. They're actually showcasing, or they're bringing out the clear version first. So clear PPF, traditional wet apply stuff. And they also premiered their color change, which I think they had in like a really deep dark metallic green. It almost looked black. You know, you had to really get up on it to kind of notice it. Fully wet apply. Orafol mentioned that they wanted to keep this as a high-end product, you know, the best quality, you know, and keep it in the hands of professional shops. And so no dry apply for this one because they're not really looking to make it DIY friendly per se. They want to keep it high-end and for the professionals. Orafol takes their time. They're in no rush to get this product out because they want to make sure it's right, you know, and they're one of the big 3 players in the vinyl industry. So we definitely understand them like focusing on the quality over anything else, right? That's nothing new. But anyway, good things. Good, always good to see Orafol and KPMF. Then I think we headed over to Hexus. Again, we love the guys at Hexus. Excellent customer service. Their U.S. headquarters is actually based in the Atlanta area up in Lawrenceville. And so we see those guys a lot when they throw events and things like that. So good to see the team over there. We've actually taken a couple trainings. We've taken Hexus body fence training as well as their skin tack vinyl training. So they have great trainers over there, and a lot of the trainers were there, doing mini workshops and kind of giving tips on their products as well. Hexus was showcasing a lot of new PPF films, so I think a new satin black PPF that they came out with this year, as well as premiering a new carbon fiber PPF, which is not out yet, but looks really good. If you've seen any carbon fiber PPF, it looks the closest to realistic. Like, it looks like the real thing and can be really hard to tell sometimes, much more than vinyl. So we really like carbon PPF. Glad to see a brand that we're familiar with like Hexus offering it. We primarily use Hexus body fence PPF in the shop right now. So for them to be coming out with new colors and finishes, we're excited about that because we're already familiar with their product and their brand. So that's always good. Also, a few new colors on the vinyl side. I think 3 new chromes or satin chrome colors. The big news with that was that these rolls are available in 60-inch now. Typically, they were only available in the 54s. Hexus Satin Chrome is one of my personal favorite finishes in the industry. I've had 2 personal vehicles wrapped in their satin chrome films. My Avalanche is currently wrapped in the satin red chrome. The Mercedes that you may have seen on the channel a while back was in the satin lime green chrome. And so the satin chromes, they just do something to me, right? And so we're even thinking about maybe doing another vehicle in one of those new films, but we'll see. Aside from that, I think I had a new color shift film. I can't remember the name of it, but pretty cool, like a blue, purple to gold kind of color shift. And that was also in a satin finish. Hexus has been focused on their satin finishes lately. They're calling them wet. But the new satin finishes look really nice from Hexus. So again, quality materials, we like to work with it. We like the team. We like the, all the way down from the top, or from the top all the way down to the trainers and everybody else. So always good to see Hexus doing new things, and they're definitely always pushing the limits, doing new stuff. One last thing from Hexus, they also came out with their ceramic coating, which is a big news because anytime a manufacturer of vinyl or PPF comes out with their own ceramic coating, you're able to basically stack the warranties. If you don't know, in most cases, if you ceramic coat a wrap with a coating that is not by the manufacturer, you're basically instantly voiding that warranty, even though in the industry, we understand that ceramic coating wraps is the best thing for them. We don't run into a lot of manufacturer warranty issues, and so we're not really concerned about it. We're more concerned about the longevity and extending the life of those films. But very cool for a manufacturer like Hexus to come out with their own ceramic coating, where they're now saying, hey, use our ceramic coating on our film, and it's just going to stack that warranty and make your warranty period that much longer, right? Give you that great longevity. So that's big news too. So we're excited about that. A few more vinyl manufacturers that we made sure we stopped by. And Nosatech's booth was one of those. And Nosatech is a pretty cool film. They hit the scene a few years ago with the high gloss. They were one of the early high gloss, PET backing companies or whatever. We tried that film out a couple of times when it was brand new, 2 different vehicles. We had great results with those vehicles. But for whatever reason, I think at the time the color selection was somewhat limited, and so we typically would go for a different brand before Nosatech. But here recently we've done a few more in Nosatech wraps, one in their high gloss film again on a BMW X5. I don't think we've posted that yet. It may be on our social, so go to Instagram if you haven't seen that one. It's on the social. But BMW X5 in the metallic British Racing Green, I think it was. Very nice color, very cool. And then also we tried their new dynamic PPF. So, and again, Nosatech is in the PPF game as well. And so they started off in the PPF with gloss colors because again, that's what Nosatech is known for. But they're also entering in the market with satin and matte films as well. And so we actually tried out one of their matte films, which was a dry apply colored PPF. 2 different vehicles, one on a Cybertruck because most Cybertrucks want color change PPF. That's just the way it is. And then another on a brand new GMC Sierra EV, which is very cool because we haven't really seen those vehicles around yet. The one that we worked on is literally the only one I've seen like riding around on the street. So pretty cool to get something new like that in and do a new color on it like that as well. Very unique. The other big news from Nose Tech is they're launching their exclusive dealers program, which is pretty cool. Limited to 150 shops in the country. And the idea here is that when you sign up for this program, you'll have access to, I think, about 70 new colors, both gloss and matte, that aren't available to everybody else. Access to colors when they're new, before anybody else can get their hands on them, as well as some discounts and displays and things of that nature. We haven't made a decision on whether we were going to try to sign up for it yet or not. We use it Nose Tech periodically, but we don't use it a ton, so I'm not sure if it's a good fit for us yet or not. But definitely interesting. I like to see manufacturers coming up with new, fresh ideas for, building community, kind of. That's big. And Nose Tech has been doing excellent with their marketing. That's one of the things that they have over some of the other companies. Their brand awareness and marketing is really great. The X5 that we wrapped, the customer brought me that color. I didn't have to sell it to her. She came to me and she already knew what color she wanted, sent it to me. And we like when people do that because it makes it easy. It makes my job easy. But so cool there. Cool to see that from Nose Tech. And then we also hit APA or Evolve. So Evolve has some really nice colors. And this year they were again showing some PPF options that they have out now. I think a matte black or satin black PPF, as well as some of their other dual layer films that they have out. If you've seen the green Z06 video, we did that in the Evolve film. That was one of their dual layer films, high gloss, looks really nice. That car gets compliments everywhere it goes. I mean, obviously it's a hot car, but the color makes it even hotter, and then they also have some new PPF films I think they were showing as well. So pretty cool. And last but not least, we definitely hit TeckWrap. We use TeckWrap here at the shop as well. And TeckWrap was showing, they have a new color I think they were displaying. Sorbet pink is one of the colors that they showed off. They actually showed that at the wrap party, which we'll get to in a moment, as well as principal wrap films. So they have, cast and calendar, I believe, principal wrap films and over laminate. So that's pretty cool to see them kind of expanding their offerings or whatever. It's always good to see these manufacturers. We do a lot of communication with their salespeople and executives, and most of that communication is either through phone or email, things like that, and we don't always get to see them face to face. So it's always cool when you go and you're like, hey, I'm John, and we start to talking and realize, oh yeah, we've talked on email or we talked on text message or whatever it was, but you get to put a face with the name, right, and with the brand itself. So that's pretty cool. That's one of the big reasons that we like to go to shows like this, to kind of keep our brand awareness up there, as well as to stay in tune with the industry and know what's going on. Like, we want to know everything that's going on in the industry and be super aware, right? And I think we accomplished that by going this year. So the other big thing about SEMA is the World Wrap Party, or the Worldwide Wrap Party. I think it's Worldwide Wrap. Hold on, I got to think about it. Worldwide Wrap Recognition and Appreciation Party. Okay, there we go. Took me a while to get it. Worldwide Wrap Recognition and Appreciation Party. So pretty cool. That event we went to last year was one of the highlights. At this event, the manufacturers show off new colors and products exclusively to kind of a smaller crowd, specifically for wrappers, for installers, for shop owners and things like that. As well as there's a party with a bar, music, of course, pictures, catching up, so just hanging out, networking, and then at the end of the night, they do awards. And so they award like Rapper of the Year, Rap Shop of the Year, things like that. And so it's always cool to see your peers, get recognized for the great things that they're doing in the industry. And this year we were sitting down chatting it up with a friend in the industry, and they actually won an award. It was like, hey, you won, And so it's just a good time, right? So we like to spend time there too. Shout out to Painters Dead and Austin Smith for putting that event on every year. Excellent job with that. Food trucks, bar, like I said, a lot of good times. And then, of course, the rest of SEMA. And so that may seem like a lot, but that is really just one small portion of SEMA, right? It's not all about wraps. It's about automotive aftermarket in general. Everything from the wraps to paint to tools that you may need in your shop, wheels and tires, performance parts. Just everything. There's cars all over the place, even outside. They were doing drifting exhibitions, just all kinds of stuff. There's so much to see. This show goes on, I think, for 4 days. And I think it's probably still hard to see everything in those 4 days. Recently on the SEMA page, they posted, how many steps did you get in at SEMA this year? People were posting 50,000, 60,000, 70,000 steps because it takes up the entire Las Vegas Convention Center. And it's pretty easy to like really do a lot of walking, you know, just trying to cover the ground. And so after we did the things that we were focused on with the wrap side, we went and visited, you know, the other halls to check out what else SEMA had to offer, right? So for us in particular, we like to see some of the performance builds because that's cool. Also wheels and tires. I'm kind of big on wheels and tires. Not sure what order these videos are coming out, but we actually just purchased a new shop vehicle. And so I'm like, yeah, let me go see what wheels and tire options are available for our new shop vehicle, you know, so that was pretty exciting because we only had bought it a few days before SEMA, right? We hadn't even had it a week yet. One of the highlights in wheels and tires is that we actually ran into a vendor who I had bought a set of wheels for a few years back. And this vendor is all the way in China, so literally on the other side of the world. And this salesperson, I only spoke to her through email, like literally just through email to order some sets of wheels. And when I walked into their booth, it just so happened that she was the first person to greet me. And as we got to talking, we realized like, hey, we know each other, but we've only talked through email. And so pretty cool to meet somebody that you talk to through email who's from literally the other side of the world, and then y'all come together at this show, you know, so that was a pretty cool experience as well. But like I said, this is just, the show itself is just really exciting. The show re-energizes me, you know, when it comes to the rap world. Seeing what's new is really a good way to get me motivated to like keep going. You know, rapping cars is fun, owning a rap shop is fun and all that, but just like any other job, sometimes it just feels like work. And so when you get to go and kind of find out what's new in the industry, you know, and see what everybody else is doing, get those creative juices flowing, things like that, it really just helps re-energize me and gets me excited about, you know, what we have coming next. You know, we're getting towards the end of the year here, preparing to go into 2025. And now, you know, we're just thinking like, what is 2025 going to hold for us? You know, so that's another big thing about going to SEMA. Overall, great experience. We only spent 3 days out there, 3 days, 2 nights. For us, that was just the timeline that worked this year. But I think we got to cover some pretty good ground, you know, in those 3 days. So we got the job done. We got the mission accomplished, right? That's what it's all about. So we just wanted to bring you guys a little bit of content to let you know kind of what was there. You know, what did we see? What did we enjoy? We encourage you guys, if you can, to get out to SEMA for sure. If you're in the automotive industry at all, like it's something for you there, I promise you. So we encourage everybody to try it out, check it out at least once. But yeah. If you guys got any questions that you want to ask about SEMA or some of the new products we saw, you know, leave us a comment down below. If you like this video, you want to see more content like it, leave us a thumbs up. Until next time, it's Laced by J5, signing out.